everybody and welcome to Music with Meg's Violin School. This is lesson number 6 and today we're going to learn the third finger placement. Everybody follow me, it's Music with Meg. So let's begin by popping our violin up on our shoulder. Now remember, we're looking for a nice gap between our elbow and our body. We're standing up nice and straight and our left hand is in first position. So we want our thumb tucked around the edge of the fingerboard and our fingers should be ready to play, and we need a gap for our little mouse to live on the palm of our hand here. And we're learning our third finger placement today, so that's our final tape on the violin. So on the A string, let's pop our first finger down on the first finger tape, our second finger down on the second finger tape. Now if you can see, there's a gap between the scroll and our first finger, which is a tone. Our first finger and our second finger, that's another tone. But our third finger sits right next to our second finger. So that's not a tone anymore. That is a semitone. There's a semitone between our second finger and our third finger. So let's lift our fingers off. We're going to put our first finger down, our second finger down, and our third finger down. And remember to leave the other fingers on the fingerboard when you put down a new finger. Now practice just lifting that third finger off and on again. So leave fingers 1 and 2 down. We're going to practice lifting it up and putting it down again. Now you're looking for the tip of your finger to be touching the string. So again, if your fingernails are too long, then give them a trim. Now once you've done that on the A string, let's move on to D. Do the same thing, we're just going to practice lifting our third finger up and down. And on to G. Remember, your elbow should be tucking under your instrument a little bit more in order to keep that little mouse alive in the palm of your hand. Very good. Now let's move on to the E string. Just lift up and put down your third finger. Very good. Now let's just pop our violin into rest position. Give your arm a little shake. And now let's practice that with pizzicato, and this time we're going to name the notes before we play them. So let's begin on the A string. We've got A, B, C sharp, and then a semitone up from C sharp is D. Our third finger always plays an octave higher than the string below. So the string below is D, and our third finger on the string above is D as well. So if you play those two, you should hear when your third finger is in tune because it makes a nice octave. And again, we're going to play A, B, C sharp, D. Let's check that with the D string below. And then C sharp, D, C sharp, B, A, B, C sharp, D, C sharp, D, C sharp, B, A. Once you've got the hang of the A string, let's move on to the D string. We're playing D, E, F sharp, and what's our third finger? Well, it's a semitone up from F sharp and it's an octave above the string below. So that's G. That's a nice octave there. So now let's play F sharp, G, F sharp, E, and D. And again, D, E, F sharp, G, check it. F sharp, G, F sharp, E, D. And onto the G string, we're going to play G, A, B, C. Now we don't have a string below to check that one against. So let's play B, C, B, A, and G. One more time. G, A, B, the E string. We've got E, F sharp, G sharp, and A. Let's check it with the string below. Nice. And then G sharp, A, G sharp, F sharp, E. One more time. E, F sharp, G sharp, A, G sharp, A, G sharp, F sharp, E. Good job, everybody. Let's give ourselves a little rest. Roll your shoulders. And now let's play all of that again with our bow. Now hopefully by now you've been practicing your bow strokes before every single practice session. So let's just get comfortable playing a nice smooth A string. And you can move on to the other strings as well. And now we're going to do exactly the same thing, but we're going to bow instead of pizzicato. So the things we need to remember are to keep our little mouse alive in the palm of our hand. We're going to move our elbow under the violin as we get to the lower strings, which will help to keep our hand in the right position. We don't want to squash our elbow like this because that's going to be really bad for our back. So remember to keep your violin lifted. And we're putting our fingers down one at a time. As we place the new finger down, we leave the other two there. So we're not going to lift them off, we keep them on the string, and we're not bowing and putting our finger down at the same time. We're going to stop our bow before we put another finger on the string. Here we go, let's start on the A string. A, B, C sharp, D. Let's try playing that with the D string. Good, and then D, C sharp, B, A. And again, A, B, C sharp, D. Check it. And then C sharp, B, A. Move down onto the D string. We've got D, E, F sharp, G, F sharp, E, D. And onto G, we've got G, A, B, C, B, A, G. And finally the E string, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, G sharp, F sharp, E. Very good. Let's pop our violin down. Give your arm a good stretch. And now take the opportunity to practice that one more time on each of the strings. The A string, the D string, the G string, and the E string. You can rewind the video and watch it again if you want to do it with me. And once you've done that, come back here and we're going to learn another melody. Now we're ready to learn our tune. So our tune is going to begin on the D string and we're going to play D, E, F sharp, G. Your turn, D, E, F sharp, G, G. Take all your fingers off, D, E, D. Your turn, so that's G. Take all your fingers off, D, E, D. And then we're going to pop all our fingers back on and we're going to play G and the string below, which is also G, A, G. So all of your fingers down on the D string. I'm going to play G and then cross the string to play G, A, G. So far we've got D, E, F sharp, down, we're going to go G, G, A, G, and then we're going to put our finger 1 and 2 down on the G string, so that goes B, A, G. So both those fingers down, B, A, G. Your turn, B, A, G. All right, let's play that one more time. So we're going D, E, F sharp, G. Your turn, D, E, F sharp, G. And then G, D, E, D, G, E, D, E. Let's put all of those fingers back down again and we'll play G, change strings, G, A, G. And again, all your fingers down, G, cross strings, G, A, G. And then fingers 1 and 2 go down and we play B, A, G, B, A, G. So if you put it all together, it should sound like this. Great work, everybody. Now this week we're going to practice our first, second and third finger placements. So you can start by holding your violin with your right hand and just practicing putting all of those fingers down on the finger tape. Remember, you can lift your third finger up and pop it down again, and do that on all of the strings. That will give your fingers a nice warm up. And when you're ready, we're going to do that with pizzicato. And remember to name the notes before you play them. So A, B, C sharp, D. And once you get to the third finger, you can check that it's in tune by playing the string below. And do the same thing on all of the strings, D, E, F sharp, G. Nice, and G, A, B, C, and then E, F sharp, G sharp, and A. Now remember when we're doing this that we want to keep the little mouse alive in the palm of our hands, so don't squash the mouse against your violin, and our elbow is going to be moving under the body of the violin to help your fingers reach the bottom strings. And remember, we're not squashing our body like this. Keep it nice and raised, and if you get tired, give your arm a wiggle. Now once you've done your pizzicato, you can play with your bow. We're going to do the same thing across each of the strings. A, B, C sharp, D. And the same on the D string, D, E, F sharp, G, G, A, B, C, and finally E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Now once you've practiced all of your fingers on all of the strings, then you can practice the little melody we learnt today. If you don't remember, it went like this. Remember to watch your reflection in the mirror to make sure that your bow is nice and straight. Now this week, remember to practice every day. Just 5 or 10 minutes a day will do the trick. And I'll see you back here again for lesson number 7. Thank you so much everybody and have a lovely week. Bye! Before you go, please consider making a contribution to Music with Meg. You can join me on Patreon or via PayPal. Thank you so much everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye!